Kekunume anemekwa arofu ebidosia arofu omano dalono afambo wada ijoma uche na ụtụtụ a anyị ga-enebanya na isiokwu sịrị Ohanaeze Ndigbo and the development of Alaigbo with a subtitle Bridging Identity Gap Through Leadership. If I wepụta inu ga-akpata and ọ dịka ọ na-adị otu anyị amanya aka na mmiri na nnukwu mmiri kọta nnukwu azụ debie na tebụl ọ bụrụkwa barbecue ka anyị ga-eji eme mana ọka maka imeghe enye ọnụ weta gold ego ayọlọ dị n'ime ọnụ ya ka anyị wele ya wee mee ifebala anyị olu daalụnụ. Yes, tata akpọtalụ m Damian, Chief Damian isi Dikilidi Okeke Ogene. Chief Damian Okeke Ogene bụ nyanwa bụ former Vice President Southeast Ohanaeze Ndigbo worldwide. Anyị na-anabata gị isi Dikilidi.
Ụmụnne m dị Anambra ekene m.
No, ka m kwuchi.
Aha ụfụ ga-amatara anyị ma onye ọnụ.
Amen o. Amen. Ọ dị ma dịka ịnụgolo ife anyị na-akpa aka anyị ka m bịa kenele dịka nkwụ na anyị kụta nnukwu azụ anyị akabarụ napụta ya ezigbo ife ya bụla ọjị ka ele kpalịa nnukwu nkụ maka ada ala ya da. Nyekena anyị background of this Ohanaeze Ndigbo ka o si wee bido.
Ụmụnne m dị Anambra nke izi bụ asị na mkpu dị nne nwoke n'ọnụ ka nne nwaanyị tipụzi. Mụnwa bụ former Vice President Ohanaeze Ndigbo worldwide. I made election na 10th of January. And a period to that time, I wrote to the people concerned, both my governor, the neck of Ohanaeze, that I'm due for 30 years service in Ohanaeze, that I want to make a self-voluntary retirement. So, and the new election was conducted. I never applied, I never participated, but I participated as the electoral officer, one of the electoral committees that usher in the new executive. So, I'm now former Vice President of Ohanaeze Ndigbo.
Congratulations, sir.
Yeah.
30 years of service.
30 years almost in community service. From town union, Nanka Patriotic Town Union, to state president of Ohanaeze, Afasatu, and to many offices in Ohanaeze, ambassador Ohanaeze Ndigbo for 6 years in Europe, former treasurer, former state president, former advisor to the former president of Ohanaeze Ndigbo, retired Justice Ezozobo. And the record, I'm the only Igbo person that has served 7 presidents of Ohanaeze Ndigbo since the formation of Ohanaeze Ndigbo. Wow. The list is 2, but I have served 7 presidents of Ohanaeze Ndigbo. So, if about Sarah Ohanaeze, the formation, but after the war, in as much as 9 with the Igbo Union before the war, from Oge, a lot of both sake that everybody has been participating on Igbo, how to bring the Igbos together. But after the war, because the federal government banned the Igbo Union on the other unions during the Civil War. Even Biafra went to do the same. So after the war, the likes of Ekwemef and others, when they are trying to put Ohanaeze together, to find a way of bridging gap between, because politics after the war looks like people from different countries. MPP man cannot see eye to eye with MPM man. Sometimes you see burning of houses. So, and we believe that this struggle will not continue, that Central Igbo Union can be put in place, because when you can mediate between these groups, and because problem of Igbos is the elders, the leaders, because to find a way of bringing these leaders in one table, Because average Igbo leader sometimes looks as bigger than biggest. So that's how it started.
I'm hearing this for the first time, that the problem of Igbo with their leaders.
Virtually in everywhere, even in this country. The problem we're having is our leaders. If the leaders can get us together, we may not be cleaning ourselves or doing all these things. All this anger we are witnessing. Well, some areas ego, some areas dictatorship, some areas I'm a leader, I know. So I must know that sometimes we step into people's stores. And looking, power is involved, it's never in the freezer in Africa. But in Europe, you can pick power anywhere. But here, anywhere you pick power, it became God. So some people always think now, when they go now, how would Chukwu Ndigbo? No. Man, how would Chukwu Nigeria? No. So, onye ndu ga-abụ onye na-asabụ ndị mmadụ, ọ bụghị onye a na-asabụ. So, mana anyị na-ewerezie na onye ọbụla bụ onye ndu, obie ka a ga-eri nri, obie ka a ga-eme everything. So
Sankoku ka ga na-eme. Even as it is, governors, any elected governors all over Nigeria, not only in the southeast. How many people have courage to say it will be like this? Because so many of them looks like they are the so a little person get careful. You will find yourself in trouble. Look at the father to me from only that he criticized a senior advocate who has is an influential Yoruba person. He was put in jail, he was detained, and he's a lawyer. So even a Kubuna, well, can I debate if I debate? Then they put Siva together on our graduate, now mature from one room to a parlor meeting. From there, it moved out. Ohanaeze Ndigbo.
Yeah, Ohanaeze. Before the war, Igbo Union. Before the war, Igbo Union.
Okay.
But immediately after the war, they find a name that will embrace everybody. Ndi Ndonho. So I go to Ohanaeze. Igbo na to you see na Ohanaeze Mwara. So we combine together. Even you got fundi eze, you got fundo chichi, you got fundo. So bido me then the founding executive director and secretary, bo Mwabeze Manko, and bo Mwabeze, former honorable minister, Mwabeze from Mobile.
Okay.
So the thing continued going until when Nwodo, one of the Nwodos, became the governor of Enugu State because Ben Mado he now donated a house in 7 Park Avenue, GRA, for Ohanaeze Secretariat. Then Professor Mwabeze packed in there, was administrated. Then at the times, about Fretu Segro, they decided Kenwe election. Then they brought in Ezozobu, a retired chief judge of Enugu State. He was the pioneer president of Ohanaeze after the war. But before then, you have leaders...
Elected presidents.
Before then, he has had leaders like Azikiwe, Akanebiam, Udoji, and others.
Leading Ohanaeze?
Leading Ohanaeze, as one way or the other.
From Igbo Union?
From Igbo Union and all that. So, okay, there's a messy election. Then after election of Ezozo, we see how things are going. We decide they made a constitution. And that constitution says it will now start alphabetical. Then, when it started alphabetical to choose president and the other offices to be zoned to every state, then you have Abia with Iluku as a president that succeeds Ezozo. After Abia, you have Anambra that has Dozie Ikedife. After Dozie Ikedife, you have Delta that has Uweche. After Uweche, you go to Ebonyi that has Agarewe. After Agariwe, you go to Enugu that has Nyangwood. After Nyangwood, you go to Imo that has Obiozo. From Obiozo, it didn't complete their tenure. Iwanyang coming, Iwanyang died too, he didn't complete their tenure. Then Zozi Chukwu, who came to be president of Ohanaeze for 27 days. Then after him, then you get to Rivers, where we elected the new Azota Mbata, Senator Azota Mbata from Obiakpor government in Rivers State. Okay. So now that is Ohanaeze for you. Then, Iwasa development.
Yes, beautiful background. I was going to go to that. If the initial intention of bringing this Ndi Ohanaeze Ndigbo together to form a union,
you see, to make sure that development na Igbo and that we get what is our fair share in the federal government, and to avoid, let's assume it, if 3 people are given an appointment in Anambra, due, and now being an Igbo man, we may not say it's an Igbo man. We are looking at the Southeast, all these central states, as one family. Nobody has criticized why do you appoint a minister from here. Once it's an Igbo man. We want that unity and bond in us, for us to know if we can recover from what we lost during the war. Because if I trouble, like your guy in the family, remember there's a summit here, chairman by Soludo, so then under Willie Obiano. That's where we will come up with a resolution. We'll come up with a resolution.
25 years development plan.
Yes, that was a few years ago on restructuring of Nigeria. So, what are we saying about restructuring? Where every zone will get what, and it's the same Ohanaeze that backed in the Constitutional Conference, that backed Ekwueme and Ojukwu, who is their leaders, to pressurize for these 6 zones we are operating now. 6 zones were not there before. So people don't ask what did Ohanaeze achieve.
And we are still coming to that. We want to know your intention, why this is established in the first place, and whether you have been able to attend that. And then we'll look at what you have been able to put on the table for the past 30 years at least. You mentioned go on.
It don't. Emma, there's a way it gets to quantify. We are just there. We are there to douse tensions and try to. Let me tell you, if there is no Ohanaeze, some of these Igbo leaders may not be seen eye to eye to themselves, and they may be using their supporters against the other. So we have now made them to understand we are one family, we are brothers. Now, we have gradually fostered the peace among the 5 core Southeast states. Then now they are planning now.
Is it just 5? Rivers is part of it, part of Ohanaeze.
I say core 5 Southeast states. Okay. The Rivers and Delta are there, but we are talking about how it affects the core Southeast. The 5 governors has agreed. We met them. They agreed. We asked them for interconnectivity, roads, railways, which I'm sure is in the pipeline for them. If you have good, like what Soludo is doing now, dualizing all the federal roads in the Anambra. If other states, you can attend 5 functions in 5 states one day and go back to your house.
Linking the roads.
Linking the roads. Using the roads. Then look at the railway. If that federal government is not just trying to punish themselves, not us, railway, I have go their governors, the viable na Southeast than any other place. Let's assume we have a railway that will take off from Onitsha to Owerri, Owerri to Aba to Okigwe, Okigwe to Umuahia, Umuahia to Abakaliki, Enugu, Nsukka, and Awka, Onitsha. Round trip, it is a good mine. It is equally as good as oil well, because we have population and we have people who patronize it. So we are trying to ask them to diversify that side. Then on electricity, that is very important for rural developments. You can see what Bat Energy is doing in Aba. So it is one of the ideas of Ohanaeze. He took it up. It took him many years to achieve that, with all the frustrations. Look at the Dangote refinery in Lagos. Federal government assisted him in everything, give him loan, give him free loan and everything. But look at this energy thing now about. Being frustrated, left and right. Eventually, the courage and spirit of Igbo man, businessman, he said to. And Aba is enjoying virtually 24 hours life. So this is one of the achievements of Ohanaeze. So, but people may be looking at where Ohanaeze will have a university built by Ohanaeze. No.
It's a socio-cultural group.
It's a socio-cultural group.
As we know. But then the role you are playing, I think, is more important than whatever anybody would have expected you to do. Today is Wednesday. Ọ bụrụ na ka anyị wee jikọta onwe anyị ọnụ ka eji wee fọm Ohanaeze Ndigbo and ndị Igbo wee bụrụ ofu ichelu na anyị ejikọtago ọnụ ha.
No matter what people na-eche maka ndị Igbo, eziokwu onwekwe tribe nwere affection to themselves ka ndị Igbo. Emechasị na ya ejikọta ọnụ ma onye Igbo ga-akpọrọ onye Igbo boy 5-6 years. Maybe they continue. How many tribes does that? So, Igbo culture and it's helping us to do more better than any other Nigeria, any part of Nigeria. So, when the name of divine name, but marriage, but everything, our system is perfect to us. So, it's only recently. Ndị mba mụrụ n'oge agha ga-ejidezie nwanne bụ ebere ya anụ ya taa. What is not part of us? So our culture forbids that. So we are yet to find out a big even that Serbia or import of the civil war or what?
Oh, if ebe anyị na-eje na achọm ịma the role ndị Ohanaeze na-play wee kwesị gbatakwụrụ na security of the region. O nwere ife Ohanaeze kwesịrị ime ọ kafasị kwesị inyelu ndị governors aka ka wee nwee ike wee secure ebe a. O nwere ife anyị gụ na newspaper this morning na the southwest governors have united together to fight ISWAP and the bandits in their region. O nwere ka Ohanaeze ga-esi wee kpata nkata ihe gbasara security ma nkwukịta sị na ada akpị outside ka e wee nwee ike wee nwee this kind of synergy in the southeast ka wee chekwa ebe a maka na mmadụ na-agwụkwa agwụ.
It's a security issue. Ọ bụghị ife public kama na nna agwa gị na Ohanaeze na-eme ife fa nwere ike ime in advisory capacity to the governors and promising to assist them as much as they can. As the Ohanaeze is going to the presidency, talking, some of us, myself, have issued more than 20 press releases about the release of Nnamdi Kanu. We want to separate the chaff from the rice. This issue of Nnamdi Kanu, we want him to be released. And we now want to know who that hijacked that program and are criminals. Then now, we can now ask the governors, this man say, you I know, you I don't know. Let's get to those people and deal with them. And I think now, what they can federal
Are you
government,
saying no worry if I get no to
I'm coming. I think the federal government is enjoying the insecurity situation in Southeast. I wouldn't have had they may enjoy. Federica Okwadiki Buku has a delegation sponsored by Ohanaeze. Mbazuka Mechi went to presidency himself and said, give me this man. This is the only request I need from you before I die. Second time, I and Dimbazuka went to the last visit of Buhari in Ebonyi. Me and him went straight to him in the public gallery. And he still reminded him, please, this is what I'm asking. I'm still asking what I'm asking. I'm not asking for employment. I'm not asking for a job. I'm not asking for anything. But please release this man. So these things has been going on. But it is the most important thing in Southeast security. If you separate rice from the chaff, we know who and who. The one funny thing, in a job, so come who is the enemy, you know where to go. So that is the whole thing.
Face to face.
This is worse than guerrilla warfare. Have you seen these people? Have you seen any of them? I say non-government. As you dress now, I'm a magina for Binimeba, if there by Mana, I'm a non-government coming. So it was only when, during the war, identify even the enemy, identify by one. In our baby, Malabi, in our body. And Calvin, we cannot see in our non-government. It's true of an about Moku. A man again, I found on a. So this is the only thing. The governors are, let me tell you, they are trying to find a way for the minimize casualties, innocent casualties. And which I believe from their discussion, they are going to handle security situation appropriately.
That's what everybody is praying for, because while we wait to ensure that we don't minimize casualties,
well,
then we are dying in drones. That's why some people are talking, what do we do to secure Southeast? And it's just, might not just be an internal issue. There could be a style aggression like the Western governors are fighting their own. Now that they have discovered there are ISWAPs, there are bandits that are operating in their region. So this might be the same case we hear. And I say on the buy, non-donor. If I name, maybe.
Let me tell you, when we are talking about Southwest, Southwest might be escapist of what is happening here. We believe is sponsored guerrilla warfare.
From where?
From anywhere you can think of. And to me, I always accuse federal government. If they give the state governors in Southeast the type of backing they need and they want, let me tell you, these roadblocks, and I'm happy they made it clear to the president in his first visit in the Enugu of Southeast. If you go through roadblocks, if you go outside the Anambra, except between Benin to Lagos, where the Igbos are passing, other areas, you can't see a policeman when his leg looks like a trailer carrying Dangote cement. Their pockets, they now sew pockets from west to the down to their foot.
There's so special dress for those of them working
so when you see their pocket, it seems like 2 bags of cement here, 2 bags of cement, 2 bags of cement, before you go and off-road and come back. And I have not seen any of them arresting any criminal in the roadblock. The type of criminals we have now is criminals that you again with special trained police squad and the DSS who will continue to mix with them and mingle with them and monitor where they are. The criminals are not in the road and the highway there. They are not there.
Okay.
So why? And you see, I nearly cried a few days ago after NMPC filling station. We have more than almost 2 kilometers go slow in a federal highway when they are trying to correct change.
It hurts me. These guys are drive through the hinterland.
So
I'm telling you,
when you look at
I don't like passing through
the cost of fuel now, you spend 1 hour, you are filled with burning, and you still come there, they will still ask you for something.
What do you want?
So this is one of the frustrations that makes people.
It is very, very frustrating.
The federal highway should be free. The intelligent police officers should be deployed both in the market and even without uniform.
And if you go one criminal age the labor, so they're just there collecting money. Let's move on. Oh, when dying a faka look, I got but fine. No season for aya because they were check out about that alone.
Before a student will go to school in the north, he will change his name to something Alahaji, something, while the father's name is Okonkwo. Even players to play ball, some change their name so that they can play the ball. You see, it is terrible. They are doing this thing that they hate us, they hate Igbos too much, that whether you do something or you do something, because you are an Igbo man, you are hated a lot.
Understand the one in Kogi State and so on. But the Igbos are very parochial. So this is the best thing that happened to Igbo nation. That the Ohanaeze should be rotated to other states like Delta State, River State, and I want it to be rotated to something like Benue State, there are Igbo people there. Kogi State, there are Igbo people there.
Thank you
so it's a welcome development, very welcome development. Yes, this is what we want. So that they will know that Igbo people are all over the place and we are the same. It's okay.
It's now that people begin to realize. Come to politics. They will never allow Igbo man to come where they are doing meeting concerning Nigeria. They will just give you contract, go carry rice. The person to send the person away. They discuss what is happening in Nigeria. We know all these things. Read, break your head. Now, it's lie. The person that will become your senior in office will be person who don't go to school, who don't know what is happening. A farmer can become doctor in the north. He don't know anything. Leaving a qualified doctor to serve him and answer and take the glory. So Nigeria is terrible. Look around now.
I believe before the leadership, there are some elders that are there, so they know better than me, and they know why they elected the man to serve as the president. Despite he's not from the southeast, so I believe there is no harm electing him to lead the Ohanaeze Ndigbo group as per se. People were agitating that he should be from southeast, but to me, for them to make him the president, I believe that one, he has the capacity, and he is not forced on. People elected him, and I believe people elected him were also from the southeast. So I believe also that electing him is not totally a bad idea, and he's also part of the Igbo, despite not being from the southeast. So I don't know much than my elders. So the elders in council who elected him know more than I do. So that's my take on that.
You can't find an Igbo man in federal ministry. You find them in low class, but they're supposed to be high, but they won't let them.
For them to elect him, it will, to me, for someone to be elected by a group of people, it shows that the person has the capacity to do what it takes. So, to my own opinion, I believe he will do better for the enhancement of Ndigbo.
Ọka bụkwa oche Good Morning Anambra ka anyị nọ na-etinye ọnụ n'okwu ka o si wee gbata nzukọ mkpokọ a na-akpọ Ohanaeze Ndigbo. Tata ife anyị nebela anya bụ Ohanaeze Ndigbo and the development of an Igbo, bridging the identity gap through leadership. Where do you see Ohanaeze Social-Cultural Group in the next 20 to 50 years?
If you, like what I noticed now after this election, we are being upgraded on the quality of people representing Ohanaeze. If this standard is continue improving on quality men in Ohanaeze, I think with understanding with the governors in the Southeast, in the next 20 years, the entire, even Rivers and the Delta, no matter who said they are Igbos or not, this old eastern region are going to be Japan of Africa. And that's what some people are fear. I once asked, when we are meeting with Pandev, I asked them, why do Nigeria hate us? Somebody, a retired army general from the Middle Belt, he said, no, don't say that. We didn't hate you. But Nigeria is
envious of you, yes.
Envious of you, and fear of what you are going to do with your words, that you own 80% of Nigerian economy. So he says it's not hatred. He says if it's hatred, why did Nigeria vote for Peter? So they are saying that it's only envy. So, and I tell you, as much as we progress in development, the envy will continue to increase.
It's very common. It's very common. It's okay. Thank you very much. Let's take your message. Your last message to our people. It's a new year.
My message is that this is 2025. More especially, my message goes to Anambra. This is a year we must dedicate ourselves in prayers, security, and the progress of Anambra State, and the well-being of our governor. If you see the type of, what I witnessed within these 3 years, the state of emergency he declared in every sector of the economy of this state. I assure you, if this man completes his 4 years and have opportunity of second 4 years, that Dubai we expected, we are going to get it.
Okay. Thank you very much. Chief Damian Okeke Ogene Isi Idikli Dinanka, the former Vice President Southeast Ohanaeze Ndigbo Worldwide. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you. I thank the ABS Kidu. All of you are welcome to New Year, like myself. Good things will continue to visit us.
Amen. Dalo. Otu aka isi achịkọta ya na tata na mkpalịta ụka nke anyị na onye isi anyị bụ Chief Damian Okeke Ogene kpalịta tata. Malụkwa na ife ọzọ na-eso kịta bụ akụkọ egwuregwu ka o si wee gbatakwụrụ na Sports World Today. Afam bụ Ijeọma Uche. Daalụ nụ.